Welcome to another edition of ACF411, the official podcast of the Allen County Fair, powered by Nutrient, feeding the future. So remember, you can hear us anytime for free on your free iHeart app, or you can see us anytime for free on YouTube. And joining me in the studio today in our podcast parlor, we're in the old parlor, the milking parlor, part of the dairy barn here at the Allen County Fair, is the Allen County Fair Manager Troy Elwer. And Troy, we just had the ribbon cutting about an hour ago. Nice crowd, good weather.
Yes, absolutely. All things considered, with what we've weathered here the last couple weeks for us, it's really came together for us. And honestly, I mean, it's taken a team effort to get to this point, and everybody stepping up to make things happen. But all things considered, the place is in very good condition, and knock on wood, Mother Nature looks like the rest of the way out is going to at least be decent. So I think we're set up to have a pretty fun and successful 176th Allen County Fair.
So I have to, on a personal note, we just did the ribbon cutting, and part of that ceremony is always the walk of honor. And there was one special brick that I thought I'd ask you about. There was a guy with the same last name as you. What was that about?
Yeah, so Walk of Honor is something that we do each and every year at the ribbon cutting ceremony, honoring Hall of Fame, 25-year superintendents, outstanding fair supporters, 25-year 4-H advisors, and 25-year FFA advisors. And my dad, fault to my own because I've been manager now for almost 5 years, but he has 30 years under his belt as the Delphus FFA advisor, and he's been missed for 5 years straight. So I tell you what, though, on a serious note, it was very cool to honor those folks, but to really honor him today, that was something very personal that I didn't know I was ever going to have the opportunity to do until I got this job. But what a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, and I saw your cheerleading section, Allie, Reese, Dylan, they were all smiling and pretty happy over there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to have the family there.
Yeah, it was great. It was absolutely great. So let's talk about the fair. We've got a great lineup. Of course, tomorrow night, Saturday night, is the big Co-Wetzel concert. Despite some misinformation out there, it's not sold out. You can still get tickets. Let's talk about the concert.
Yes, yeah. So as you said, tickets are still on sale for that, for the party pit, track, and bleachers and grandstand section. So tickets start at $50. It's a pretty affordable show. But to get tickets, you can go onto our website at allencofair.com, click on the concert tab, buy tickets now, and then that will direct you to eTix, who is our trusted ticketing provider for all of our events. Please do not buy your concert tickets from third-party sources like Ticketmaster, TicketSpice, things of that nature.
Because if there's two tickets sold with the same seat, the eTix ticket wins, right?
You've got it. Yep.
So we don't want disappointed people, and it happens. It happens at every concert, not just at the Allen County Fair, but we don't want it to happen to you. So. Good advice. So big concert tomorrow night. For people who might not be familiar with Co, can you tell us a little bit about Co?
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't know if I'd necessarily call him an up-and-comer because he's been in the country music world for a little bit now. But here in the last couple years, he's been really gaining some serious traction and popularity. Just last year, they had what was labeled Song of the Summer in the song High Road that got a bunch of airplay on the radio. And then here just recently, he dropped a new song with somebody who's very popular, Ella Langley.
Who?
Yeah, Ella Langley, and with that song, Jaded. So all of the right things have been going for Co. I've seen him live personally before. He is one heck of an entertainer, and I think that crowd is going to be in for one heck of a show tomorrow evening. And,
we got, since you brought up Ella, we have to talk about it. When I run across people that go, so how's Allen County get all these big acts? They'll name drop, like Toby Keith or Hardy, and I'll say, and we had Ella Langley. You did. I don't tell them that like she opened for Hardy and nobody knew who she was, but that was
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah. It's amazing.
Crazy.
So good night for a Saturday night, big show. Saturday, Scott and the whole CUPE team are putting on a pretty special event that they've been doing for a long time.
Sunday
night.
Yes, Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday in the grandstands at 7 p.m. We're going to have the CUPE Showcase of Bands, and we're so grateful for the Shutt family and CUPE's support of that event, and I know the bands are grateful too. It's one of my favorite events because it's a great way to showcase the talented youth we have right here in Allen County. I mean, that's really what we're all about out here, is showcasing that talented youth in a variety of different areas. So it's a pretty cheap admission for that one too. It's only $5 a person, and yeah, we should be in store for a great evening for the band show.
And then getting into the week, Monday, Tuesday, harness racing?
Yes, yep. Harness racing will take place at, I believe it's 6:30 p.m. in the grandstands both nights, and that's free admission to that. And if you have a betting itch of any sorts, the Parimutuel will be open where you can place your bets and maybe take home a little cash.
And I always like Tuesday because it's Senior Citizens Day. It's the only day you let me in free.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, I was going to mention on Monday, we already talked about the Monday, but Monday is Kids Day.
Yes.
And I know that the thing that you like is the little free tractor rides, right? Because
Absolutely. I've entered myself in the kiddie tractor pool the last 3 years. You should see my trophy room. But anyways, yeah, on Kids Day, Monday, August 24th, we have a star-studded lineup of just entertainment opportunity after entertainment opportunity for the kids. There's a $20 ride wristband discount running all day thanks to Poor Jack Amusements. But yeah, we're going to have the kiddie tractor pull sponsored by Enbridge in the Plaza area by the Nutrien Plaza stage, as well as some other activities being put on by the Junior Fair Board. So
yeah, that kiddie tractor pull is pretty fun to watch.
It is very.
Those kids are so intense on their looks on there. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's pretty neat. Wednesday, what's going on in the grandstand?
Yeah, Wednesday we have the high school cheerleading competition, as well as some of the exhibition teams that sign up, and that one is also a $5 admission to get into. And I tell you what, that again is yet another event, hand in hand similar to the band show, that really gives us an opportunity to give the youth a platform. I mean, a lot of these kids are just transitioning into their fall sports seasons, and I'm sure they've gotten a lot of practice in, but to have them in front of a live audience in that grandstands with about 2,000 people, it's a really cool experience for those kids.
All right, Thursday, very special day, Sensory Day.
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, Sensory Day. We're on year 2 of it, and it is all about creating a fun, friendly, and inviting experience for folks that have physical developmental disabilities, all ages. We have lots going on throughout the day. I'm sure you wanted to ask me about some of those, so let's roll into those.
Why don't you tell us about some of those activities?
I sound like the MC a little bit. Anyways, so starting at 11 o'clock on Sensory Day, we're going to have the Livestock Clinic go on in the Union Bank Company Show Arena. The Livestock Clinic, coolest part about it, it's ran by our Junior Fair Board. We're going to break the show arena up into 5 sections. The Junior Fair Board kids are going to bring 5 different species of livestock, and then we're going to break the participants of the event into smaller groups to where they'll get to learn from the Junior Fair kids and what it takes to, wow. You got Todd Sutton, General Manager of Nutrien, trying to throw us off there. But anyways, that Livestock Clinic, those kids are going to teach the folks with physical or developmental disabilities what it takes to raise and show the livestock, and then it gives them a chance to also interact with the animals.
And there's also some activity going on in the gospel tent.
Yes, we're going to have a resource fair up in the gospel tent, set up with service providers like the Board of DD, Autism Life Center, Special Friends of Northwest Ohio, and a couple other of our partners to provide resources to those families and let them know what's accessible to them in the community.
And, of course, Thursday is also the livestock scramble thing, right?
Livestock Scramble, yes.
What is that?
Yeah, so Livestock Scramble's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite events. It's a free event in the grandstands to attend. But essentially what it is, it's broken into 3 divisions. You've got the calf division, the sheep division, and the chicken division. And the way I always put it, the size of the kid participating in the event corresponds to the size of the animal they'll safely be wrangling. The fastest kid to wrangle the animal the safest is the winner, and there's going to be some cash prizes involved in that one.
So the chicken division is just not people who are afraid.
You got that right.
Yeah, because I was thinking, well, I could be in the chicken division, and like, okay. But it's based on size.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm probably more like a rabbit guy.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Friday night, Demo Derby, big night.
Yes, Demo Derby in the grandstands. And honestly, aside from our concert, this is probably one of, if not the heaviest attended grandstand events that we have. We're bringing the Smash It Demolition Derby crew back. They do such a great job of putting on that event. At our will call windows, we're going to have those opened up early on Friday so that you can either purchase your bleachers and grandstands tickets, or we're going to have pit passes available if you really want to be in on the action.
All right, and then you're going out with a bang.
Yes, going out with a bang on Saturday, August 29th at dusk. Going hand in hand with America's 250th birthday, we thought what better way to celebrate that and end the fair than with another fireworks show. We had one last year for our 175th anniversary, and it was a spectacular show. We've brought the same company back to bring the same caliber show. I think it's going to be a really good one.
And what's really neat is you're shooting those off from the infield. So if you're there sitting in the grandstand, you've got the best seat in the world.
It's the best seat in the house, and the best part about it, we open up the grandstands that night, and it's completely free admission. We're not charging admittance to the grandstands. You're exactly right. It is the best spot for that show, and it's going to fill up pretty quick, so make sure you get there early.
Sounds good to me. So the fair isn't the fair without the junior fair. So let's talk just a couple minutes about there's something going on. I remember I read it somewhere for Thursday night and Friday.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, the livestock auction.
That's it.
Yeah, you know a thing or two about that, being an announcer there for us, which we're grateful for, and Nutrien being a buyer of a lot of the kids' projects. But yeah, the livestock auction is honestly the culmination of what our 9 days of the fair is all about, and it really is the payday for our junior fair kids, the over 1,400 that have brought their projects through our gates this year. And I tell you what, that event has been gaining some serious traction and support over the last couple years.
You know, and I know I've heard you talk about this, but I just think this needs repeating because this is just incredible. So last year at the fair, we set a couple records. In the junior fair, one, which I think is just awesome, is that the smallest paycheck that any junior fair exhibitor received was what?
$575, and that was for a pen of meat chickens.
So, I mean, that's just awesome because I can remember when that might have been $150 or $175. Wasn't that long ago. Yep. And now $575, the kid's getting his money back that he put into his project, but he's also now can put some money aside for next year's project or something he wants to do for school. Or
I was going to say, he probably, like in that instance, he's going to have some money to tuck in his pocket for whatever future endeavor he has and roll it into next year's project too. It's been so incredible to watch.
And then the other record last year, I mean, when you talk, I'm going to let you give the amount, but it's like, this is huge. This is like state fair numbers. What did we do last year?
Yeah, in total gross sale, premiums, everything, put a bow on it, it was over $926,000, which we've broken that record now 3 years in a row. We've done over that for the last, we haven't done over that. 926 is the standing record, but we've broken that record every year for the last 3, and our goal is to hit the $1 million mark this year.
That's a big goal.
It is a big goal, but I tell you what, with the momentum that we've been seeing, the businesses, the families that step up and support these kids have been really making it happen. I'm just really hoping we can hit that goal this year. And
I know you and I have talked about this before, and it kind of goes along with the livestock sale, but I really encourage people, because this is our kickoff podcast. I mean, it's by the way, start of season 3, and it's episode 39 for those of you keeping track, but it's pretty cool. But we've talked about this before. I think one of the neatest things people can do, and it's what the fair is all about, spend some time in the barns and talk to the kids. Kids love to talk to you about their projects, whether it's cattle, hogs, rabbits, llamas, whatever they've got. They know all about that species, and they want to share that knowledge. And you were a swine boy, right?
I was a swine boy. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, no, this place has been a huge part of my upbringing and growing up in ag. That is what my passion is, and that's what drew me here. But I can tell you, when I was 9, 10, 11 years old in the swine barns, and I'd have just random people come through as I'm taking care of my animals, when they took the time to go out of their way to ask me questions, that made me feel like the expert and pretty good. Like, wow, my hard work really is paying off. So yes, every opportunity that you have when you're out here, stop and talk to the junior fair kids. Please don't touch the animals without asking them, because some will kick and bite, but most of these animals are pretty tame and worked with really, really well.
Yeah, and if your kids aren't used to being around animals, you'll see everything from the nice little fuzzy bunny rabbits up to steers and horses, and I think sometimes kids are amazed at some of those things are pretty big, bigger than they look on TV or on their video, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, they can be a little intimidating, but like I said, with these kids working with their projects like they do, as long as you're having the conversation and you want to interact, most of the kids are pretty good about working with you on that.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you get back to work because you're kind of busy today.
As you would say, this was my first official day of work of 9 days, and then I can go into hibernation for the rest of the year.
Well, I give you the benefit of the doubt. We'll give you a day for cleanup. So 10 days a year, you're a pretty busy guy.
There you go.
Troy Elwer, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on today, Russ.
All right. That's going to wrap up this episode number 39, but we do want to thank our engineer, Sydney Miller from iHeartRadio, and our video producer, Ann Decker. Remember, you can hear us anytime for free on your free iHeart app, and you can also watch us anytime for free on YouTube. We'll see you next time. See you at the fair.